This is a little trick I use because it makes it a lot easier to go in with your shaver, just because it makes it a little bit more bald. Now with your shaver in a circular motion, you're gonna want to make a circle all the way to the line, simply because this goes down and up, so it prevents you from creating a line. Now that we got that set with our 1.5, we're gonna go about an inch, and then we're gonna set in our first kind of guideline. Make sure to really flick out. You wanna use a comb because combs separate the hair and the brush will put it together. I'm gonna go in with my 3 guard, and this is simply to debulk this area just to make sure it's not heavy and there isn't like a big line over here. Notice we're not really setting in guidelines for this. This method is to make it as simple and as fast as possible. So with our 1.5 again, we're gonna close it, going up about 1/2 inch, go halfway, higher, and then open. So first start off close, just using my corners. Halfway. Really emphasize on flicking out because that's what's gonna give it that blurry effect. Now, if you see some areas that are darker than others, don't be afraid to simply go back and play with your lever. Same process with your half guard, starting close, halfway, and then open. I really want to create enough space so when I go in with my no guard, I'm not creating another guideline. Open. Now, around this part is where it gets a little complicated for most barbers because we faded this out and we already went with our 1.5, but there's still some dark spots. So go in again with your 1.5 and start off open. Now, the reason we're starting off open is to play it safe, to see if it's cutting. Now, if it doesn't, you simply want to close it bit by bit until you get rid of those dark spots. You really just want to be patient and attack these little dark spots. You don't want to really rush the process. So just take your time. Hit it with a corner and eventually it'll come out pretty blurry, using nothing but the corner. Starting close, halfway, and then open. Really use the corner, flick out. All right, now halfway. Now fully open. The last thing you want to do is the last bit of detail. What I like to go in with is my trimmer. Make sure my harsh line I set in like this, flip it over just to get that line out. I want to go down with my shaver now. Get my line out. We're going to go in with some thinning shears and get rid of these dark spots. I want to point out this spot, and this spot. They're just a little heavier than what they should be. So go in with your thinning shears and soften them out. And there you go.